So I would not expect you to remember this, but we've actually met before, and it was November 10th, 2018. The reason I know that date is because it was the day that you onsighted Just Do It. And I used to live in Oregon. I lived in Oregon for many years, and Smith Rock was my home crag for about 7 years. And when you were in town, I was projecting Badman, that route in the Agro Gully, and I remember hearing that you were around, and I didn't want to go out there and like try to find you because I was sure you were getting way too much attention already, and I just wanted to let you, like have a good time and enjoy Smith Rock. But it was a Saturday, so I was out climbing with my friend Paul, and we warmed up on the front side and went up into the Agro Gully, and there you were, and you were so friendly. You had just onsighted Badman as your warm-up, which I thought was totally amazing. And we chatted with you for a bit, and I remember you asked us if we knew if anyone was back at the Monkey, because you were going to go try Just Do It. And you asked us if we could come back to belay, just in case you needed a belay. Of course, we couldn't say no to that. So we followed you back there, and Ian Caldwell was back there, like the sheriff of Smith Rock. So he was already on belay duty, which was perfect. So Paul and I just got to sit back and watch as you onsighted Just Do It. And I have to say, man, I mean, that was many years ago. And I've witnessed a lot of hard rock climbing in person in my life, but that still to this day was the most amazing thing I've ever seen. It was so exciting. I couldn't believe you were onsighting. I kept having to remind myself as you were going up like the start pitch, that like 8B or 8B plus start pitch. I was like, he looks like he's red pointing. I can't believe he's never climbed this before. He's just so confident and smooth. It was freezing back there that day. It was like 40 degrees Fahrenheit and super windy in the shade. And you decided to go for it anyway. I think I might have been one of the people that tried to talk you out of it. I was like, it's so cold, dude.
Cold.
It was so cold.
It was cold.
But yeah, I mean, it was just the most exciting and engaging thing. Just the sounds that you were making in the crux, the way that the sounds were echoing around that little amphitheater up there with all these people watching, and it was just dead silent. And then I remember, and I'm getting to questions, I promise, but the thing that I most wanted to ask you about when I thought about interviewing you, it was amazing to see your reaction when you clipped the chains, because you'd already onsighted like 20 8C pluses or something and multiple 9As. So this wasn't like a cutting edge, hardest thing you'd ever done. But again, I don't think I've ever seen a human more excited about anything than you were when you clipped the chains of Just Do It. And you're not American. So I was just like, what? Obviously, you're a student of climbing and you love climbing history, and you'd been talking to Alan Watts and all these things. But I just wanted to hear about your history with that route and why it was so special for you. Because yeah, again, you were just so excited. It didn't make sense given that was your 20th or 24th or whatever, 8C plus or harder onsight. It was so cool to see.
I mean, 8C plus onsight is still quite a big thing. And
yeah, of course.
Really get boring.
Of course.
Ever, I would say. But I don't think there is any other Just Do It in the world. Now, in terms of like how special and awesome looking line it is, and also given the history of it, and maybe the circumstances of the day when I knew it was going to be way too cold, but I was very deliberate in the choice of the day from the week that we got to spend there, and that was the warmest day. So and I knew I really wanted to try that day. So all of this together, I think, resulted in me being so happy for sending it. And of course, also knowing that Alan Watts was there. I don't even think it's definitely not super difficult for 8C plus either. It's just the history, the line, and the climbing, and the presence of Alan Watts that made it so special.
If you find videos like this helpful, I put together a free masterclass on how to unlock your full potential in climbing, where I share some of the best nuggets I've learned from interviewing the best climbers in the world. It's for any climber who wants to improve, and it'll help you take your climbing to the next level. Link in the description below if you want to check it out. I interviewed Alan many years ago. He was actually one of my first interviews. He was episode 4 on the podcast. Still one of my all-time favorite ones that I've done because I'd climbed a lot of his routes. And of course, Smith Rock was my home at the time. And we talked about that day. We talked about you, and he was surprised that you knew who he was. And then, he was honored to connect with you. And then he ended up in your book, and you sent him a copy of your book with your signature and all this stuff. So cool. But yeah, do you remember when you first learned about Just Do It and about Smith Rock? I mean, was it in the magazines in the Czech Republic growing up, or?
So it was from the book called Rockstars.
Rockstars,
from the Austrian photographer Heinz Zack.
Yeah.
So the book was released in 95. And for some reason in our country, in those times, I think it felt like everybody had it. So my parents didn't have it, but my mother's best friend had it. And she lent it to me when I was, I think, 7. Then I had it for quite many years.
Wow.
From before I got my personal copy, because it's been unavailable for years, and then they made a reprint.
Man.
So Rockstars, you have articles, not really interviews, but mostly written articles by Heinz about the best climbers in the history, mostly sport climbers, a bit of a boulderers, and Smith Rock was obviously there.
Who was G.B. Trudeau in there actually on the line? Yeah. Okay.
Of course.
Yeah. Of course. Yeah. Wow, that's amazing. At 7 years old,
Just Do It photo is not included there,
Okay.
but I think the G.B. Trudeau wife is to the Scarface 8B next to it. Is it called Scarface?
On Monkey Face, East Face Crack.
Yeah, East Face Monkey Face.
Yeah, East Face Crack. Yeah, another amazing line. Man, that's so crazy. At 7 years old, I was like collecting Legos, and I don't know what else I was doing, but it definitely, I wasn't like...
I think I was still collecting Legos as well.
Oh, were you? Okay, so yeah, I was going to ask that. Like, what were your other interests as a kid? Like, were you just... I mean, it seems like climbing consumed you from such an early age, and it's just, I think the thing that really sets you apart is that level of passion that just seems to be undying. It seems like you're never not psyched. It's, you're kind of shaking your head or shrugging.
No. I think it's I'm fortunate from that perspective. Yes. I'm not saying that I'm always 100% motivated, but most of the times I'm very motivated. And yeah, sending hard climbs, I think a lot of people might actually be disappointed when they finally send their big project that, okay, maybe the experience and the level of happiness that they are getting out of it wasn't really worth it, maybe. But for me, it's just really great. I don't really question myself, was it really worth it or not? Well, I tend to question myself while I'm working on a project if it's worth it or not, whether I should just, climb something else and maybe enjoy myself more through the process. But when I was a little kid, I think I was always quite focused in one single thing. So earlier, I think, so more or less the age of Hugo, when I was 3, I was really into the cars, and I was trying to learn every single brand that there was, so I was able to recognize it. And then I was really involved in geography. I really enjoyed memorizing all the capitals and flags and stuff like this. So actually, when I was 7 years old, it was kind of the time when my geography interest turned into climbing interest.
Yeah, there's nice overlap there.
And then it was mostly just climbing.
Yeah.
And it was just the time that I was able to read, so I could read the magazines and these books, Rockstars, all over again.
I remember seeing or reading somewhere that when you were a kid, your parents built a little campus wall, and you had like a campus board in your room, and then there was like holds connecting the two campus boards like, across the ceiling and stuff. And you would tell me about that. Is that like how you moved around your house as a kid? Is that the key to becoming Adam Ondra?
I mean, at a certain point, I would start climbing all the time in our apartment on everything that I could see. And the fact that I was climbing on some things, my parents were not really happy. So they set me like a really small section of the wall, just like, let's imagine like big fingerboard around just above the door, and in 1 or 2 years it grew a little bit bigger.
They're just adding more and more holds.
I bet I was actually training there. It more meant that I never took rest days. So on rest days I would be doing something on my wall, mostly just like resetting it. So imagine it was sort of like a spray wall, and it didn't really have that many holes. So I think I would like reset it every week or something like that.
Wow. How old were you?
7, 8.
7, 8. Wow, that's an early introduction to spray wall climbing. That's so cool. And no shoes were allowed, right? It was like socks or barefoot only.
The rule by my mother was no shoes, because the wall was white, and she really wanted for it to remain nice and white. So I was barefoot, and choking up was only possible in the bathroom. So I had like between bathroom and the wall. Well, I didn't really mind. I think that climbing barefoot made it even more interesting.
Man, I wonder if your mom had any inkling that you would become you. Like did she see the potential, and did she think you'd be?
I think maybe when I was 8, I think already maybe yes. I think I was quite unique for my age. So I think I was onsighting 7B plus, which right now is maybe not that special, but back then it was really special.
Yeah. I also remember learning that you had stuffed animals, and you like made little harnesses for them, and you would take them climbing, in air quotes. And
absolutely. I think just recently I actually found again the guidebook that I made for my animals. It was a little dog and a little pig. So I would like paint like sections of our apartment, and I would just make the lines and come up with the names and give it a certain grade. And so I would like reckon the little dog is like 175 centimeters, so I would like try to reach. So like a really long route for a dog would be like 30 meters and stuff like this. And paradoxically, the ultimate grade that my little dog has ever reached was a 9C.
Oh, wow. Okay. What was describe the 9C? Was that like
a total roof?
A total roof.
A 45-meter total roof. No knee bars though.